Let's take a look at some of the options with the. To get to the theme options, you are going to scroll down and then click on theme settings in your navigation bar. And the first set of settings that we come to, really the one that you're going to need to work with is this favicon right here. And you can upload your own favicon, and then that way in the web browser it's displayed to the user. The other setting that you may want to utilize is the Instagram API. If you've got an Instagram account, you can easily connect it here, and then you can use some of the widgets to display recent posts on Instagram. Next tab we've got here is general layout, and you can set a custom width for the website if you want to increase the actual width of the website. Sidebar position, you can set it to default to be on the right side or the left side, or no sidebar at all. Off canvas sidebar, this is currently on, and that is primarily going to be used on the mobile version of the website. And there is a widget area for the off-canvas sidebar. We're going to be covering the widgets and the menus here in a little bit, but that is what the off-canvas sidebar is for. Next tab we have is page titles. What this does is it puts the title of the page within a title bar. You can choose to use that if you want, and then you can configure it as far as the look and feel of it, what the background color is, so on and so forth. The next option that we have is the footer, and you can choose a wide range of different footer types, and we'll go ahead and look at that. So if we open the menu widget tab, we currently have two different columns for the footer, and in the widget area we can see the different areas that we have for widgets. Your website comes pre-configured like this to have these items, for example, in the shop page widget area, but in the footer area we've got column 1 and column 2. If you were to choose a footer that has 3 columns, for example, there's going to be an extra area that comes up here, and you can utilize any of these widgets like a custom HTML widget for this area right here. So the next tab that we've got is the typography. You can change the text font for the website. Styles and color, next tab, and this is the default colors for the website. The next tab is styles and colors, and this is going to be the default colors for the website. Things like buttons and the header bar, things like that is controlled with these right here. And then underneath this, we've also got the options for a page background color, and then also the button colors. And so you can choose different button types, and then you can also choose different colors for the buttons. The next tab is the blog. We are going to be going over the blog here in a little bit and the automatic articles that are generated for the blog, but this option will control how the blog looks, what side the sidebar is on, how big the sidebar is, how many spaces between the posts, if we want to shadow, if we want to show the excerpt, how many words can be in the excerpt, the pagination for the blog, and then we've also got the single post design, how we want that to look. Justified gallery, share buttons, post navigation, author bio, and related posts. So those are all options that you can configure for the blog. The portfolio, we're not going to be utilizing that with these affiliate websites. So the next option that we're going to look at is the options for the shop. And this is going to control how your shop page looks. We've got items like allow the user to search by SKU, which we do want. We've got options for the shop filters, the widget area, all of which are pretty intuitive. You will only need the option for action after add to cart if you are actually selling on the website. Category descriptions, empty cart text, these are all options that are easily configured. The next tab down is going to be the product, like show up in it, how many rows, how many columns, and there are a number of different options for this. The next tab is going to be product styles, and that is how the products actually look on the shop page. There are a number of different options here. And then we've got additional options that, unless you're selling on the website, probably not going to need. Next, we've got the category styles, and there are a number of different options for how the categories actually look within your website. Sidebar and page title, we can decide which side we want the sidebar on for the shop pages. If we want to use off-canvas sidebar, sticky off-canvas sidebar, show the title for the shop page, category and page titles. Next option that we see is attribute swatches. You can use swatches for the actual attributes. So this is only going to be necessary if you are selling on the website and they are selecting like size or color. You can actually use a color or a size icon in there, but not necessary if you are not selling on the website. The next option that we have is the brand. So show the brand on single product page. We're going to go ahead and set that to on, and where that brand is going to be positioned. And we're not going to use a separate tab for brand information. You can if you would like to, and then you can also use the brand for the title of that tab. Next options are quick view. Whether or not we want a quick view, if you turn that on, it's going to have additional options for how that quick view looks. The next options are going to be the compare page, and the compare page has already been configured, but you can select which items that you want to utilize in the compare page. And so if we go to the compare page, we can see that it's got the two products with the different attributes that we have selected for this option. Next, we've got the wish list, and there's really you need to figure for the wish list. It's already been configured for you. And then catalog mode, that's if you don't want to show the price. Log in to see price. Cookie law info. If you have specific cookie information that you want to include that they need to accept, you can do that here. Promo pop-up, you can have a pop-up that you utilize for the website, and we'll go over that feature here in a little bit. Header banner, you can include a header banner for the shop page. Widgets is going to be for the filtering of product. And then product tables, that is going to be the discount for the actual product, which unless you're selling, you're not going to need. And then the thank you page, again, unless you're selling, you're not going to need this option, but that is the page that they are redirected to after a purchase. So the next set of options is going to be the product page, the actual product page, and this works in the same way as the shop page. You can decide what side you want the sidebar to be on. If you would like a full height sidebar, sidebar size, all these options we have configured as recommendations. It will be the way that the product page looks the best, but you can come in here and play with all of these different options, and there are quite a few. You can show or hide specific elements like the product navigation, the breadcrumbs, the short description, You can hide any of those items actually on the product page. The images, these are not going to require any additional functionality. Share buttons, whether or not you want to utilize the share buttons, and if you want to utilize a sharing button or a following button. The tabs here, these have also been configured, but there are a few options for this, like using a separate section for the reviews. And then finally, for this set of options, we've got whether or not people can leave reviews and if they can upload images with their reviews. We recommend that you keep this off. But they will be able to leave a review on the product. Next set of options is for the login and registration page. Probably not going to need this set of options unless you're actually selling, but you can configure that login page. Custom CSS, if you want to include custom CSS code in your website, you can do so, as well as including some custom JavaScript. Social profiles, if you've got social media accounts, you can input those, and then this configures the actual social share link. So this would be off on the sidebar once you have configured that, and if you click on the links to social profiles, that is where you're going to be able to include all your links. And then there are also additional options for the share buttons, which ones are shown and which ones are not. But again, we have configured most of those options for you. And so that is going to do it for the theme options. As you can see, there's a lot of configurable things within the theme option. We have configured it the way that we recommend having it, but you can certainly adjust it in many different ways.